What up, everybody? Welcome back to this episode of Country Club Adjacent.
Woo!
We are in our office.
Oh, this is beautiful.
An office.
I feel very accomplished right now. This is like the way this turned out. What do you guys think? Is this like, I almost feel it's kind of fancy, but it's nice. It's not too like gross and country club.
Yeah, it's not. The space itself is not corporate. It's like, we're fun.
Yeah.
And then our room is like golf, but like modern.
What do we need in here to feel like we break the rules and we do not?
A bong.
A bong.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah. What?
I got a bong. I'll bring a bong.
It needs a touch to be like, oh, okay, these guys don't fucking tuck their shirts in for sure.
A bong.
I'll bring a bong.
Yeah.
I can bring a bong.
Or like a volcano.
Yeah, dude, I got a roar.
I remember those, dude.
I got a roar, a green roar that could live in here.
How do I feel about the office? I'm honestly panicking on the inside.
Any sort of, wait, Mark,
Any
we'll get to that in a second, but let me
Okay.
just say he was here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are in the new office on... Oh, that
No, ask me a question and then just completely shut
Actually,
me down. That's all
you
good.
asked yourself a question for the record,
Dude.
but we will get back to it.
I did. Should we run the fucking
Oh,
back?
Jesus,
You literally
dude.
said,
Oh,
how do
yeah.
you feel about this?
We have
I
a
never said that.
guest.
I never
We
said
are
that.
so good at introducing
You're the
guests.
worst.
We've mastered it. We've mastered it.
We have
There's
a
got to be an intro before we fucking do the guest, bro.
We
Like,
have.
What are you talking
Oh
about?
man.
Let
We
me do my own intro. I got like 30 things to say.
go.
Artist, please don't speak until we intro you.
I wanted to chime in from the
you.
very beginning.
We are recording from the Friday Beers offices, which we now have our own Scone Valley CC office here in Abercrombie in Venice, California. And
Yeah, why don't you dox us some more?
I am sitting next to Mark is uncomfortable with everything in life smalls. Next to him, we got Stott's going to be in Mexico this weekend. Straddles.
What? He gets his plugs in the intro?
No one's gonna hear that I'm gonna be.
He's going to be in Mexico. He
I'm
didn't say
already
where.
back.
Yeah. He's
on
going to be
the-
somewhere in Mexico.
On the end, you heard him. We got Scone Pippin and a special guest today. We have lives in a van himself, Matt Cardis.
Mark
Cardis.
Lives
That's
in
your
a-
name.
a
Best
van.
intro ever. Mark
Best
Cardis.
intro ever.
Worst best.
Mark
intro.
Cardis. Oh, Cart Smalls? Carts with darts?
Matt Cardis. Matt Cardis.
Matt,
Matt
let
Cardis.
me ask you this: how do you think Mart feels being in an office?
Confined.
Yes.
Definitely confined.
Yes.
I mean, you gotta to describe the office. I mean, it definitely needs to be named the green room. So I think a bong's appropriate.
Yep.
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's got green walls and there's astroturf behind me on the wall.
Yeah.
and
I'm not
it's got to be the green room. I'm sorry.
gonna lie, this room kind of has an energy of where you sit down with someone and tell them like, man, we love you, but something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah,
And
why
it's
do you
like
think I'm uncomfortable in the office?
Way
Like
to
an
make
intervention.
me terrified about my visit graph. Like,
I'm being replaced.
I just told Mark that we're going to have one day a week that we're all going to come in and work on content together.
Oh, that okay.
And Mark goes, I won't be able to come to a lot of those. Just because he doesn't want to work in an office.
Okay.
I literally said I won't come to everyone, but
But you said that up top, like you already have commitments on Tuesdays.
yeah, I'm sick.
I'm sick every Tuesday.
Every
I
Tuesday.
I do on Tuesday. I got the Tuesday streams on Tuesdays. I got
weekly skins game at Weddington.
yeah, I got other shit, bro. I got other shit going on, dog. I'm the newfound prowess of this podcast. So like
Newfound.
I have meetings. I have
Meeting.
That we got Cardison coming on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why they brought me in today. We kind of do look alike, Mark.
Wow.
And obviously, Jake just said my name was yours, so.
Both degenerates.
it would be like this, Cardis. They'd be like,
Swappable.
oh yeah, your van is great, but so one day a week instead of the van, you're gonna work in an office.
You're going to call me and be like, yo, could you go sub in for me today? Like,
Yeah.
just don't turn around all day. They
Don't.
won't know it was me.
They won't know. Here, wear
We're
this
just-
mop on your head.
We're just gonna bring in a homeless guy off the street and pretend he's you.
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't even feel like a real office. It's
I
like
mean-
as casual as it gets.
It takes literally an hour and a half for me to fucking get here. It's not anywhere near my home. Okay. Second off, I did not get into this business of podcasting and comedian.
Well, guess what, Mark? You're in it.
And then also, no, I'm saying I didn't get in this business to come work at an office.
Well, again,
Like some sort
you're
of
in it.
startup. And also, it's beginning to
We are a
become
startup.
successful, and I run away from success. So
Yeah.
what do you want from me, bro?
Yeah, you
The
run away
very
from
ending- the
success,
ending
that's-
there.
You say, I actually, we won't get into
No,
it.
let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I've been here 10 minutes.
I run away from success, yet I say I deserve all the success. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
What
you
is
know,
that? What is that like?
Some would say me running away from the success has some part to do with the success. You know, it's called the butterfly effect. Okay.
Imposter syndrome.
Two different things that I'm talking about, but thank you, Griff, for acting like a smart man.
Acting like a smart man. I will say, in Mark's defense, this is very far away. And parking was already bad at the last place. And so they're like, hey, how can we make parking
No,
worse?
just go straight over. There's plenty of parking.
Well,
You're right on Abbott Kinney.
I was looking and I couldn't find shit, and I got lucky because someone was leaving. But
Yeah.
so I can confirm that Tuesdays, when I'm in town, are the best day usually for me. So I'll be there.
Hey, this
hear
is
that?
like
You
any
hear
other
that?
place, you're
Yeah.
going to find the zone and you'll have a consistent weekly parking spot. You'll be like, that's this place
Yeah.
nobody knows about.
You're right.
There'll always be that sleepy park. Just take it from me. I'm a
You-
full-time traveler. I know more about this than anybody.
Like I've been living in my van
he knows
down by the
parking
river.
spots. He knows them well.
Yeah.
I will say that since the big prowess says he's fine with Tuesdays, the junior prowess is coming around a little more. But, it's just like the whole this is our work day. I'm like,
One day a week.
I quit.
One day. One day.
You can do it, dude.
No, and I do like work better. Like, like when we're like on the road and we're like in the airport all together, like for some, like my brain like works better around people, shit's going on.
Yep.
And, like
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
able to meme a little more. So like, yeah, I figure like if I came here on Tuesdays, I can just sit here, bang out fucking bunch of memes
Yeah.
and shit. Like,
So we can fix that, and we can just bring some TSA agents in here if they can help you focus and get it done.
I think it's the best possible thing we can do
Yeah.
to get the best content out of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I really
Can I-
appreciate
Cardis, is this what you thought you
100%.
signed up for?
Well, can I have my 2 cents here?
Yeah, Cardis
I,
says-
Cardis.
I was going to say this before. I've literally been here 10 minutes and walked into. How do I even address this place? It's the country club adjacent headquarters.
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, well,
At-
this is
at-
At Friday Beers.
At Friday Beers.
Scone Valley
Right.
CC
So,
is the proper name.
Yeah.
Country club adjacent, small piece of the puzzle with Friday Beers. Right.
Yep.
So
Keyword
I
is
walk-
small.
I walk-
well,
let me
wait.
finish.
Let me addendum. Small piece of the puzzle, a little offensive.
Well,
Shut
I
up,
mean,
Larry
If
David.
you show up every Tuesday, that's only going to grow. No, I walked into this place. I've been here 10 minutes. Talk about a creative workspace. I mean, coming in, I can see how coming into a place like this, in a space like this, creativity is going to flow. It's
Yeah.
only going to make you more successful in what you're doing as a group if you spend time together as a group.
Yep.
In this
Bingo.
space, because it's a creative workspace, right?
Exactly.
Damn,
you
dude.
don't only have your four brains, you also have this,
Hub.
amazing
A creative,
We got a
creative
bunch.
hub.
creative people.
There's a lot of
Cardis-
other brains in here.
See, Cardis is a motivational speaker when he's not driving around.
And Mark, you're already coming in once a week. It's just this way.
I don't need to hear from you. Cardis already swayed me. It's all good.
I mean,
Okay.
think about it like this.
See, what I like to do is once you're already swayed to shame you. It's kind of
See,
So you might find
Wow.
this
It's a sway shame.
so
It's a swame?
for your workflow that it might inspire you in other avenues of your life too, not just within the group here, but in your own shit that you're doing.
yeah, dude.
100%.
You might do your taxes.
I'm going down to Venice 3 days a week.
Dude,
See?
Cardis is kind of doing it.
I mean-
Anytime that you need to speak to me about something, I need you to run it by Cardis so he can reach out to me.
I'm gonna have to
I
charge
do
the
have
fee
something
on that,
pretty
you
interesting
know?
to talk about. I don't think it's more of a Patreon thing, but
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
Now let's bring it up.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Now I
Oh, no.
want
If
to
it
bring
has
it up.
anything to do with me, please don't bring
So
it up.
Cardis, how's life on the road?
Jesus.
No. You can't do that. Dog.
No.
We got to go in.
Yeah, you got to go in.
Oh.
dog.
He asked. This is a good. This is good
Okay.
too because
Good.
people that
This is
aren't
good.
part of the Patreon missed out what Jake calls a slam piece.
Well, okay, that's part of it.
That's
but
part
it's-
of it.
It's definitely something I've been thinking about for a very long time that I've been wanting to somehow address to you guys, but I don't. It's tough. It's a
Here we go.
tough.
So here we go, live on the podcast with a guest.
And we're
of
switching the name to Hit Different.
Almost adjacent.
almost country.
Yeah.
This is my
boy.
goal every time walking in here.
Oh my God,
to
he's
get you
sweating,
guys,
dude.
Get you guys, to
sweating?
make it a Patreon
Okay.
episode so we can just go.
Yeah. He's sweating. Not only that, he's fondling his pants, my pants that I gave him, by the way. So I want you to think about that as you bring up this thing while wearing my pants.
Uh-oh.
I'm sweating for him.
Uh-oh.
Talking about stuff,
I'm sweating too.
about stuff we've given to each other.
We're all gonna lose these fancy new hoodies you guys got on.
Uh-oh.
We're getting kicked out of this office in a week anyway. So.
Yep.
Okay, I actually like the Cardis in here because he can give an unbiased outside opinion, and I think actually Cardis should decide the outcome of our podcast as a whole.
Oh,
But
boy.
that's just my
That
vote.
might be my cue to go.
Arguably the right decision. All right,
Okay.
go,
Well,
go.
it's not just the Patreon episode last week that you guys were talking about like overall equity that made me start thinking about like the Country Club adjacent as a whole.
Look at Mart's face right now.
This is totally my cue to go.
It's something I think about every day. I've been thinking about for months, right? But like, so I have never started a business before. I'm just gonna tell you guys exactly where I'm coming from, how I feel, and we'll see what happens. When we started Country Club Adjacent, it's something that I did before, right? I did podcast episodes, I sold merch before, but when we started, I had no idea what was possible. I've never started a business before, and I look back and I'm like, I wish I knew how to put together a business as far as like ownership and all that way, right? Griff, I don't know if that's helping.
I'm doing breathing,
Yeah.
doing breathing techniques.
You're not wearing headphones, but that's directly in the dome.
Yeah. It's add effects. I'm doing live sound effects.
So that being said, like, I think the most important thing for what we do is our chemistry and that we get to have the most fun doing what we do. So if we start breaking it up into like ownership of what Country Club Jason is as a whole, then that could only just like tear us apart and have this weird rift in between what we're actually doing, right? Like my goal is to build Country Club Adjacent up into a $10 million business. That's like
That's bare minimum number.
possibly, who knows, right? That being said, I do feel that I'm the person doing most of the business end of it. And I did, start it before, and I'm a fucking idiot for not knowing how to start a business beforehand, because in 100% honesty, bring you guys in at the RV trip, I wish that I put into place just like the equity of the podcast as a whole, but I didn't, and that's my mistake. And
Well, you
but
did.
What?
You did. You said when we had our first meeting at the country club or at the golf course that we played, and we decided to do this pod, and we decided to name it. And you said, well, I have this podcast, Country Club Adjacent. I said, well, that's your thing. We should name it something different. You said, no, I like that name, and we're just starting over, and we each go 25, 25, 25. But that's now
I don't
talk.
think we had that conversation.
No, we did. We
in the
100%
beginning.
did. Because I literally remember saying, we should change the name.
I do
So
remember that.
we can start fresh. And you said, no, let's just,
Like,
this is all of us evenly now.
I will say this: if we did have that conversation, which we quite
We
possibly did,
We did.
I was probably talking about like, okay, the podcast, but like the ownership of the idea Country Club Adjacent is something that I started on my own. That being said, I think for us to get to the point where to work together for 5-10 years, which is the goal, I don't think it's worth like splitting up in different ways the equity, and it causes like a rift between us and just having equal partnership. So I think the best thing for me to do now is to transition into how can we get the best work out of all of us collectively. So it's actually more of an equal share opposed to I think I'm always going to be the person that does more of the business side and helps with deals and
Yeah, you
actually
excel
builds
at
us
that.
up to that
you excel at
potential $10 million
You're very
mark.
good. You're very good at that.
But I would be just if it really is going to be complete equal share, it's what's tough for me is what I need to learn how to be okay with is waking up every day and doing most of the work for something that I know I'm just splitting 4 ways. And that's constantly, I think about that every day when I wake up.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
I feel like I was assigned the judge and jury on.
He's the
I've
unbiased.
already heard enough. Like I think the listeners have too. So I mean,
Sorry. That being said, while I did own 100% equity, I actually sold the podcast to Canadips.
Yeah.
Wow. Genius.
So actually, that's conversations
you.
irrelevant.
How much? Do we all get $8? We're splitting $8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I know you usually just get free
he actually
candidates.
gets 0 because he's
Yeah.
got 100% of the company right now on paper signed by all of us, by the way. This motherfucker Barry Gordy'd us right in front of our eyes.
Okay, we'll get to that because that's a
Yeah.
slander piece. What happened on the Patreon last time? That's a fucking goddamn slander piece.
All right.
You know it. You know it.
Let the judge and jury speak.
I mean, I'm a businessman. I'm a one-man show. So looking at it from an outsider's perspective, I mean, I know all of you guys, and the 4 of you are what creates the brand. Like you can't do it without all of you contributing what you do, because that's what makes it collectively as a whole, right? That's the overall content is all 4 of you. If Jake feels like he's doing a heavier lift on the business side, I mean, I don't believe you guys have representation, right? You're not represented.
yeah.
We do.
You do. So you're paying a commission on partnerships already, but you're doing the heavy lift. Is that how?
Well,
yeah, for some reason, yeah.
we do have an agent that usually will get us a better fee than we'd be able to do ourselves.
I mean, where my mind was going is like maybe if you feel like you're working more on the partnership sides than other members are on that side of the business. So maybe there's like a flat commission that goes to you to compensate you for your time in building those partnerships and getting to that $10 million brand that you're seeking, right? But then the remainder split up amongst you evenly, because it needs to be, an equal partnership, right? You need to be compensated for the additional work that you're doing, but when it comes to the group as a whole, it's a partnership. Like,
See, yeah, there's 2 different things here. Like there's the work that gets done in the partnerships we have, and then there's the equity, the actual ownership. What are your thoughts on, I guess, the equity versus the actual partnerships and the work that comes in, the money that comes in week to week?
From an equity side, I feel like you guys should be split, but Jake should be compensated for his additional time and effort in some way, shape, or form. If it's a percentage of partnerships or something along those lines.
Well, yeah,
like if there's
he
an
is.
additional lift, there should be a.
He is compensated.
Structure.
We allow him to be on our podcast. I mean, that's a pretty
But I
good
think
look
from
for
an
him.
overall equity
That's
standpoint,
pretty sick to be associated with us.
Pretty fucking good, dude. I would be pretty happy with that, dog. If I were you, I would be pretty happy with that.
And then, like on a daily basis, I face things like Mark being like, I don't think I want to come into the office. And then
Yeah.
it's just like, how do I deal with those things?
Yeah, therapy.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Why, again, to my point of like, why it needs to be even split is because like when we're going on the road and all of a sudden you're making 40% and which is going to be double that I'm
not talking about the day-to-day income. That 100% I'm cool with being split. What I was referring
What the
to
fuck
is
does equity mean, bro?
The ownership of the company, and what that really equates to is long-term, 10 years down the road, when the company is sold for X amount, whatever equity you own, you get a percentage of that final sale, as opposed to week to week. Like if we sign a partnership with some company, then that would be split a certain way based off workload. But when the company's actually sold at the end of the day, like startups that blow up sell for X amount of millions of dollars, like that's what we're talking about. When the ownership of the company, not the money that's flowing in week to week. So this is a long-term thing, and this is like the big number. So this is like actual ownership of the company, not how much we make based off partnerships.
Isn't that how your net profits are broke up though? Is based on that equity?
No. Right now it's just, split across the board. But
Which is how most big groups do it. You look at a podcast like Tiger Belly, you think Bobby Lee's doing any sort of fucking business deals? Absolutely not.
well, yeah, every podcast is a little bit different. Like I don't expect Bobby Lee to be.
I reached out
doing
to dudes
business
on
deals.
Tiger Belly. I reached out to dudes on Come Down. I reached out to a couple other big group podcasts
Damn, he's done his
and just
research.
asking their input on what everyone thing is. And most of the big successful ones is an even split. So that's where I'm coming from. And in order not to get disgruntled, the same reason why you don't want to get disgruntled is like you're putting in the work is why we started that thing and we're having the weekly meetings, and we didn't do it this week because of timing and shit. You were gone in New York, and which I knew this conversation was coming because every time you take a vacation to visit your girlfriend, there's always like this big meeting afterwards of like, I deserve more money, which listen, I understand. I get it. you work very hard on the business sort of things. And we've been trying as a group to pick up the slack on the other.
And you guys have been, which is amazing. The last couple months have been great.
Good. I'm glad to hear that, bro.
Yeah.
Because I really have been trying.
And I said, if I started another business, I would know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
And put some of those things into place in the beginning.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I take responsibility for that. But I'm just.
Well, you
telling
shouldn't
how,
look at it like a bad thing, because you shouldn't look at it like you shouldn't beat yourself up over that. Like, if you like when you're saying like, oh, I wish I would have done this, and it's like, well, you didn't know if how successful it was going to be, and so like now that we are achieving some sort of success, you're like, it's basically like going to the blackjack table and putting $100 and hitting a blackjack and be like, I should have put $1,000 on there, but you didn't know.
I don't think it's that. It's not based on our success now. It's just like in starting any business. These are the things that are put into place in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like
We verbally, but at the beginning
we
we
did
did verbally say
25, 25,
like
25.
we'd split this way 4 ways, and we're like, yeah.
We did
It
verbally
made-
say that, and we also I verbally said country club adjacent. We should switch it so it's brand new, so it's all of ours. And you said,
I remember, and then
Yes.
and then Jake was like, "Well, I have this, I have the handle and everything for it."
well, it's more of just like what country club adjacent represents that I thought was like more powerful than like it already. I knew that like knowing the space that it could be like just a great like brand name for anything.
No, it is, and that's why I think ultimately we were like, "Well, you already got the handles. It sounds good. Like, let's roll with it." But
Yes.
we did verbally agree to split 4 ways, 25, 25, 25, and
we did.
Yeah.
And we
And-
also, and I'll say this on record again, I never liked the name. I thought it was too long. I thought it wasn't flowing. I thought it was like kind of, and that's why I was like, let's do like a 1-word thing, or let's start brand new. That way we can avoid this conversation a year down the line when it becomes successful and it's like, well, it's my thing. I started.
well, and then the other thing too is
I
like,
knew you would take like you're not even listening to what I said.
Yes, I am.
The whole thing was I wish that like I looking back I would do things differently, but based on like this is the most fun thing that I get to do. I don't know
We're
about you
killing
guys,
it.
but like I don't want to mess any of our chemistry up by like asking for more money.
And I don't want to mess any of my chemistry, our chemistry up by saying like, I deserve this. And you feeling like I don't deserve, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to be disgruntled by you not making enough money. Like I don't want to be like feeling bad about taking a 25% share. What?
As a listener right now, can you imagine me being in this room and how awkward? Like,
Yeah.
Cardis, welcome to being a guest on our podcast.
I didn't realize you were inviting me to your new headquarters, new country club adjacent headquarters for the last podcast of country club adjacent.
This is mild.
Very
for what,
light, dog.
You got
Yeah.
to be the
You should've
last
heard-
podcast,
yeah,
our last
yeah.
guest.
Come on.
This is so funny because this is what happened last time we had a guest on.
Really?
Is we started talking about something along these lines, and he was also like, "Well, here's what I think," and it was just him moderating a debate over.
It's awkward in the sense and not appropriate to do this with a guest, but it's also interesting to have a guest's input that's biased and neutral, so unbiased and neutral. So that actually just kind of adds an interesting aspect to the conversation.
I mean, if it makes you all better, I'm equally friends with all of you.
Nice.
See?
Oh,
Your
appreciate
equity
you,
with
dog.
me is the same. I'm Switzerland.
Curtis, how do you split your money that comes in?
I'm
Do
a
you
one-
give some to yourself?
do you
and
give
then
some to
all
the
of it
van?
yourself?
How much goes to the van? What percentage goes to
Telling
the
you,
van?
It's nice being a one-man show. I can tell you
yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
I mean, the van is the star, though.
You know, for me, it stings, having to pay commission dollars on anything that I do, right? Because I know a lot of times I can do the legwork behind the scenes myself. But as this whole thing's grown, like, my bandwidth is pretty limited. I don't have, I come from a sales background. If I could really do this the way I want and my future to scale my business is all about sales funnel, right? Like, as I pick up destination features and other things, if I was pitching Imagine if I pitched 1,000 clients a year, how many projects I would pick up. Like,
Too many.
I just don't have the bandwidth to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I kind of,
So you
if
need.
you go
So you need Jake.
sales, you take away from your creative aspect.
100%. Because
Yeah.
like my bandwidth is zero. If I'm spending more time on the sales side of things, like, it'll hurt my creative.
Yep.
But, as I have plans to scale in the future, that's where I, have already begun outsourcing some of the things that I do. Right. Like,
Yeah.
me, especially with me in front of the camera more, like,
Which I've been loving.
thank you.
I think you in front of the camera is like a very big and good choice to do.
Yes.
And I think like a lot of creatives that are working behind the camera are kind of like afraid. To
It's
do that.
wrong.
It's been fun. It's been fun and strange, right? Like, because I'm used to being behind the camera shooting all my friends, and then all of a sudden, here I am.
But you need to be the face of your business.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Especially
people-
as more opportunities present themselves, like my partnership with Adidas and being a brand ambassador for Adidas Golf, like
Shouts out
You
to Adidas Golf.
Adidas.
Hell yeah,
Shouts out to
dog.
that.
I'm big. I'm big Adidas golf.
I mean, all my brand partners. That's one of the. And again, I'm unique in my business in the fact that most people try to bring on as many sponsors as they can. I'm at the point where I'm trying to rein back my number of sponsors, but take on more responsibility with each of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Makes a lot of
when,
sense.
When I have that mindset, that really gets me in the door at places like Adidas to be like, okay, what can we do together, and like see where those opportunities present themselves and continue to grow upon them. Like, being in an annual contract with somebody, I'm thinking 2, 3, 4 years ahead and like what it can become.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Max.
I have from the very beginning of this. Like, you guys are just at the beginning. Imagine you're already bigger than I am, and you just started. Like, develop that 5-year plan and look down the road, and you wait till you get there.
Yeah.
Put in the time now.
Well, which is why we have to put in the time on these tough conversations. We don't have time, so when we bring a guest in, we have to,
We have to
let him in on it.
utilize them as judge and jury.
I mean, I feel like I should be charging a consulting fee, just like slash consultancy slash psych.
Yeah, we'll talk to our manager,
Psychiatrist.
Jake Adams,
Manager.
and he can
Yeah.
figure that out.
Yeah, can you prescribe us
Expect my
medication?
invoice,
He's
Jake
good at
Adams
good at
looking at me.
business stuff.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Mark, and then we can move on.
No. Keep talking.
Can't we
Yeah.
just move on now without asking another question about this?
Ask it now. We're too invested now.
Yeah,
literally.
go ahead, Jake.
How do you think that I should deal with the mental on a day-to-day of knowing that I'm like putting in, like leading this group?
I can answer
And-
this.
and-
Answer it, thoughts.
I can answer because this is something that you had started. You had already begun, and before you met us, what was the direction of it? Where was it going? What did it do? What was it?
I mean, very similar direction. It just obviously with our chemistry, it was able to take off much, much faster.
Boom. So you got to look at it like that. Like, okay, let's say you start from the beginning. You're probably not in the Friday Beers headquarters, doing your podcast as yourself, Country Club adjacent. You're probably not getting invited to crazy tournaments. You're not being, put on various.
I would live in a van with Cardis.
Even as I look around this room, I see signs of progress, right? Like,
Yeah.
Look at the camera setups. You got lighting setups.
Yeah,
And this isn't even the
everything I'm
studio.
looking at in
I'm
this room
literally
is
out of
progress.
frame in both fucking cameras. So
Yeah.
like this is why I always feel like
You're
I
in
have
frame.
to fight. No, I'm not. I'm
Well,
not.
you're
I'm
definitely
fucking
in frame
dark,
there.
all the way.
We're all
back.
dark over
I'm
here.
fucking half in frame. So this is why I have this like fighting of like, hey dog, I hate that I have to fight to be worth something, even when I'm putting in the work and doing some of the like that's what gets me disgruntled, to where like I always feel like I'm having to like prove my worth. I mean, this stems back with us from like the Holy Moly thing, which was like the whole reason I did Holy Moly was to like prove to you guys like, hey, I'm fucking worth something here. I don't know if you remember that.
I know that you're very like you have value. Like I never said one time.
No, but I mean
never
the same
once like
fucking value is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I'm
it's
I'm
not
worth
it's
just
not the same. It's not about the same like value as like a person. That's not what
Yeah.
we're talking about here.
And
It's about like coming up with a thing and being the engine that takes us to the place that I think we're all potentially going to be able to go.
Yes.
If I wasn't leading the charge. Not like I don't know if you guys would put in the time to get us even to where we are now or to where I think is possible in the future. But that being said, I know that what's getting us there is our chemistry and how much fun we get to have.
You may be the engine.
So it's just a bit
you
conflicting
can't have
for
an
me.
engine without the car.
Yeah, I'm the air conditioning, dude.
Yeah. And I'm the fucking leather seats, bro.
He's the leather seats,
and
Griff.
he's the M&Ms that are in the glove compartment.
Literally, without
it's gotta
that,
be food. I know it.
and without those, you don't have a car. You don't have.
I'm the McDonald's bag under the seat.
So, you know,
you can't have a car without that weird smell of like, did I leave tacos in here?
literally. And that's,
Oh,
and
how long has
that's
that
Griff.
McDonald's been under there? That's me.
I appreciate you guys being like letting me talk about this.
Yeah.
Because it's honestly a conflict that I deal with every day, and I want to feel better about it, and I really do. I want us to have the best chemistry and have the most fun possible. But I feel like I'm getting in my own way because this is kind of like how I thought that because I did this and set it up, whatever. But
look,
I want to feel good about it. I really do.
And you should feel good about it because we all got in the same room together. For one, we all got in the same RV together, technically, and from there we built this thing together. Like, okay, you had an idea and a vision, but again, you were just an engine in a
body shop.
In a body shop
with no fucking car.
And then all of a sudden,
I had a horn.
You barely. So you got to look at it like that, and then you meet us. Our chemistry is what carried it to the next direction. And so, as somebody that has the vision and whatnot, and is the engine, you got to look at it like, all right, well now we're all together. Now we're unstoppable. Now it can be carried out because we have the people in place to get it done.
And which is why over the past few months, even you have said we've all been stepping up, and I just do not like the talks of because it's just,
I know you don't like the talks, but they're important. I can't go off that everything makes you uncomfortable.
No. It doesn't make I just don't like. I like the talks of this. I want to be able to talk about this with all of you because
With Cardis.
With Cardis.
Cardis.
I still feel pretty awkward over here.
No, dude.
You shouldn't feel awkward.
Here, let me help you. How about
bring
now,
it in.
baby boy?
Oh, that's
way better. Way better.
But-
I'm the AC.
Thank you. Oh.
It's I think you need to and as simple as you posting the stand-up clip the other day was you don't this may come off weird to say, but I think that you could be I think
Could be
You're
what?
saying I could be growing what I'm doing in the same time.
By taking a step back from here and me, I'm always a guy hey, maybe we shouldn't take that sponsorship and maybe we shouldn't how I've been about this of I appreciate a slower build on our own as opposed to the quick dollars, and it's maybe you could use this to parlay your own thing that's going on, take a step back, hey, maybe not do these 2 tasks every day. Try to be hey, can you reach out, do this, and then you can work on your own thing. And, use us as another to buy a new engine,
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. I do think that I take on way too many tasks, which doesn't allow me to work on my own things.
Yeah, Jake, I'm going to say this simply, you absolutely overextend yourself in every aspect of your life. And I can't say that's a bad thing because look where it's got you.
Yeah.
Right. But for your mental health, which is what you're battling right now of how can I be happy about this when I feel like I haven't put enough money on the table? You have to be happy, bro.
I can chime in on that because I think I'm very, very similar to Jake in a lot of ways that, when you're a hustler, it's full-time hustle, right? And it does affect you and all again, going back to my bandwidth, you're the same way, right? And if you dedicate so much of your time and resources to Country Club Adjacent, it is going to impact what you're. The interesting thing is I don't have that division, right? Where you have a whole nother business that you have, a brand that you have in yourself, right? If you dedicate all of your time and bandwidth and resources to this, it does affect that.
100%.
I can guarantee you probably wouldn't be sitting, if he had that mindset right from the very beginning, you probably wouldn't be sitting in this room right now, right? Like your hustle is what really has, contributed to all of the success, along with the four of you coming together as a team to kind of create something.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are going to just there's no right or wrong answer. Like, you're not going to come to a conclusion on this because, my advice to you guys is figure it out. Right.
Yeah.
That's
Which is
fucking
literally what we're doing.
I try to give
Literally.
you a solution. From an equity standpoint, it's got to be split evenly. Like, your group, it's there's four. Like, that's the way it has to be. But I think there's other ways that you can get compensated for the things that you do above and beyond these three other people.
And so Jake can sleep better at night and be like, I'm doing more work, I'm being compensated more. There's no one way to do it.
There's no animosity that I'm working harder than Griff because it's
I think even that Mark wouldn't like.
No, we literally talked about this. Was like, if you reach out to get the deal, like, I was okay with you taking the extra 10% fee or whatever. What I wasn't okay was you comparing it to a manager being like, well, a manager gets 20%, but a manager doesn't take 20% and then also a share of the profit. They just get, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the manager, you're taking 20% and then also the even split of the other.
In my eyes, that's beyond
the equity.
Like, if from an agency standpoint, you're paying 20% on any deal, like, then you are being.
So what we had agreed on, like 15 or something.
I truly wouldn't care at all about like making any. If everybody was just, just feel like doing the best they can.
Yeah.
We're never gonna match your hustle. We're never gonna be you. So you have to realize that we're never going to be you, but you can't be mad at us. The same way where I'm like, why can't Jake do funny videos like Stotts? But Stotts isn't going to sit you down and be like, dog, you got to be funnier on camera. Not that you're not funny, but I'm never going to be Stotts, even though I try so hard. And I'm never going to be able to eat as much as Griff, Griff, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Like, I have to throw shots at
He needed a punchline.
I have this.
We
needed a
comedic relief.
punchline. Uh-oh.
But
I'm feeling better just having the conversation.
Hey, I love you. The whole thing is like, it sucks when you're like, remember when we had that call when I was in Vegas, was like, I deserve 30. And then Griff is like, well, yeah, because he deserves 30, then I deserve 25. And then I'm like, so I'm with 15. But then I'm like, all right, well, how many memes has Stotts made? I make more memes than Stotts. So what, Stotts deserves 5%? Like, I don't want us to be fighting about this. We just need to work on tasks better to where you feel. So that's why in the past couple months, Griff has been doing a phenomenal job.
Twitter, Patreon.
The Twitter is like, when it takes off, it's going to fucking take off. It's going to be hugely beneficial.
Because of Elon Musk.
And that's only because of Elon, Stotts has been doing a great job of doing way more golf content, sharing it from his from the page, The Prowess, and also being like excited to do these things. He hooked us up with the Hype Golf thing, with the clothing company,
And Mark, you've been doing you're making way more memes.
I'm making way more memes, trying to get on that daily
involved.
meme thing. I'm doing the stories. I'm on the email. I'm trying to and I still have a lot of more room to improve. And so that's every Tuesday when you guys come into the office, if I'm not sick, then I'll be here.
I genuinely think that coming in the office on Tuesday and having a full work day will resolve a fuckload of this.
Literally.
I honestly think,
I really think
and I know it, like, you hate it, whatnot, but that will solve a lot of this problem because, like any startup, we have growing pains, but it's tricky for a lot of reasons. But it's like, in the beginning, no one expected this. Things weren't clear. But it's like, I'd love to compare it to a band, but it's not, because the band's like, you fucking play the drums, you play the bass. Everyone knows their role. And this is a little bit different. It's like, we're all different. We all have different talents. We all have different things. Like, none of us will ever be able to do certain things Jake does. If we wanted to split certain things Jake does up, I'd probably drop the ball in some of these deals. I'm like, hey, Jake, you're fucking better at these emails than I am. And like, I'm trying to maximize what I'm good at, whatnot, and tell Patreon people that eventually they'll get their merch. And hand and in a polite way, I'm getting better at those things. And I'm getting better at not eating as much. So, you know, we have all our skills.
Skinny, dude.
Griff's lost
great,
weight,
bro.
dude. I'm about to be the fat guy on the podcast.
Stop
I'm on my way, dude.
Mark's
You're an
next.
athlete.
So, yeah.
I wish I could be the fat guy on this podcast, bro.
It's just not
Good
possible
luck.
for you.
Never.
Dude, I literally,
Never.
Yeah,
That's it.
I've been eating like one time a day these past like 4 days, bro. My schedule has just been all fucked.
Yeah, food's like you just kind of don't care about it that much, and that's the difference. Yeah, but it's just like anything else. It's gonna be growing pains, but at the end of the day, I want to be very fair to Jake and understand Jake's frustrations of this, and just say what can we do that eases Jake's mind, you know? And I think the weekly meetup would help a lot because I want to be fair to Jake. If Jake's not happy, considering he's the engine of this car, then this car doesn't run. It's going to break down on the side of the road, and we're not going to get to Coachella, and we're not going to get our Molly, and
You
we're
don't
not
wanna-
going to
you-
go have a good time.
You don't want to go to Coachella, dude.
Burning
Coachella
Man
sucks.
And
Burning
like
Man.
me shitting
Wherever.
around in
So
the
much fun
office,
out there this year?
I'm
I
always
went.
gonna be.
Oh,
I'm always gonna be the skeptical, cynical, because that is the comedian in me, and that's just my defense mechanism of dealing with setting expectations and not being let down.
Mm-hmm.
So that is literally. I don't want it to ever seem like a dig on you when I'm like, but it's just like my defense mechanism and my cynicism of like that's how I view things and always being skeptical of like, is this
Fuck
the,
this. You put up a fight naturally as a defense, but
a defense
your brain will come around and be like, I had to naturally put up a fight in a wall, but your brain will process it and be like,
Yes.
okay, I can now hear what Jake's saying or what they're saying, and this is starting to make more sense, and I want to work with everybody. And I think everybody in this room wants everybody to be happy.
Yeah.
do.
And at the end of the day, how's that done? I'm not sure, but I think a good start is a weekly work day. That's
Yeah.
a really, really good start in the right direction.
Yeah. All right. I feel a lot better. Thank you guys for thank you, Cardis. But let's.
I mean, I almost want to throw another log in the fire because I just had like a completely random thought about
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Here we
no,
go.
no,
okay.
wait.
It's not over.
Okay. Throw
Oh,
the
God.
log in.
it. Like, you know, as I think about the four of you collectively, like when you started this, you were all at, you know, different points in your growth, I guess, or career.
yeah.
Right.
Griff was about to be a motivational speaker.
I
Yeah.
mean, there has to be like some type of concession and understand. I guess the way I think about it, if each of you individually were to charge X client an appearance fee, I would assume that the scale in this room is very, very different.
Yeah, I make a lot more than Blake.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, you know, as you look at like the partnership, there's concessions being made by everybody as far as what they bring to the table, right? And I think as long as you guys have like an understanding amongst you of Blake will bring all the girls to the party, and you know,
Yeah, I mean, like 100%. That's another argument that I was always like. I mean, like if we're saying it, like Stotts was the most established. If anything, like he was the appearance money guy. Like
but he's
but
over
he's-
here just chill. Like, yeah, I'll take the 25%. We're
Yeah.
doing something cool together. Like, let's do it.
and now me, Cardis, like I have 30,000 followers on Instagram. It's like
29.
I
in
could,
the club, bro.
you know,
Right?
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I
Yeah,
could
almost
be
there.
charging way, you know, I just want us as a group. I love us together, and I never want anyone to feel disgruntled, but I'm always on the like even share thing on the money, so no one gets disgruntled, but then also let's figure out the work thing, and that's to so Jake doesn't get disgruntled. But you fucked up, dog. You got us all in the room. You said fucking even split. So sorry, dog. Your engine is in a fucking Ford Fiesta, bro.
Nah,
We're taking
dude.
this Fiesta to Mexico, bro. Sorry, dog. It's gonna get some dings. You're gonna have to pull out the dents. That's just how it fucking goes, brother. But guess what? We're going to the fucking top, and I'm getting 2.5 million of that $10 million.
Yeah, we're all gonna be rich. So this
Yeah.
was 34
And then
minutes
you
of
can
wasted
start
time
Country
here.
Club adjacent.
Cardis is so mad.
Adjacent. Country Club Adjacent 2.
The first 10 minutes
The
of this
sequel.
pod was great. The last 34 minutes have been
Fucking sucks,
Man.
dude.
Sweating.
And
Good
then
job, Jake. Well, way to make that conversation happen. What do we
Yeah.
talk about
I mean,
next?
when it comes to paying out Mark, I'm just gonna freeze his account for that 2.5 million.
no.
Did it go through yet? Did it go? That's weird. All the other guys got it.
I still need to invoice
Yeah.
Edge from like 4 months
Yeah,
ago.
Mark's never gonna invoice himself for that anyway.
Jesus.
So it
I
won't
hate-
matter anyway. You're never going to get the 2.5.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
even
sitting
invoice
there.
for it anyway.
Yeah,
So
you're not even going to get it anyway. Why are you fighting? You're not even going to see it anyway.
I did have a question.
What's your question?
There's a camera in this room sitting on the table that has not been turned on on or used. Does that serve a purpose?
It's a prop.
It's a prop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes us
That's
look
the
more,
vlog cam.
Yeah.
It makes us look like we're worth at least 11 million.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. All right. So let's pay some green fees and then come back and talk to Matt Cardis. Actually,
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
this week is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made some picks this week. We're out in Mexico, and I picked Carlos Ortiz. I got Sahith.
Sahith.
Yep.
Who went low today. He was like 6 under.
Ooh.
That guy's gonna win a lot.
Yeah.
He's got to be close to the leader.
Are they doing the WGC in Mexico
It's a
City?
new tournament, dude. It's a new tournament.
Oh,
Yeah, Mexican Open.
Yeah.
the Mexican Open.
Yeah.
Abe answered, dude.
Did you? I picked Abe.
I picked Abe.
I got Abe all day.
Yeah, he already won it. He already won it.
He won WC in Mexico
Yeah.
City.
Yeah. Okay.
But and also Matt Every's playing. So
Our
you know, that's
boy.
a real wild card.
Matt's winning.
7 under's the lead. Let's see what we got. Let's see where Every finished up.
Yeah, but you can
I'm going to the bottom, sadly.
place your picks on UnderdogFantasy.com. You can use our promo code CCA, and they will double your first deposit up to $100. And have yourself a day. Make some picks. Have some fun, dude. I'm up now. I was down the first week of the Masters. I'm back up.
Ooh,
Started,
baby boy.
Started picking like basketball with things I just don't know.
That's what you got to do, dude. Matt Every is 1 over through 13 holes.
Oh, jeez.
Through 13. Hey, he can come back, dude. He could go on a roll.
Ineos would kill to have that score.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 over through 13. Leader, John Rahm's tied in the leader.
Dude, you should go play there when Monday.
I won't have time.
Also, we got merch coming out this Friday. When you listen to this podcast this Friday, May 6th.
Huge.
Merch drop, baby. Link will be in bio. Come and get it. I mean,
Patreon,
it's
people get
been-
it first.
Yeah, Patreon. The link will be out this week, but yeah. So, dude, we've been waiting. Like it's time.
Yeah.
It's been a year and a half.
Yep.
People been asking for merch. People are ready.
Let's go. Should we let him know up top? No collared shirts.
No, yeah, of course, no collared shirts.
No collared shirts.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's not what we do here.
nice crew neck, nice tee, bucket hat, rope hat. Like, what else could you ask for right now?
Dude, we're both rocking the buckets right now.
Yeah,
What do you think, Cardis? What do you think of the merch? You did a photo shoot with us.
I mean, I think they're pretty dope. I love the logos. You know,
It's ironic.
the sweatshirt's my favorite though.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
sweatshirt's top tier.
The back of that thing is tight.
We got to make sure you get one.
Untuck your shirt.
I mean, it's the
Yeah, I came up.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you wear that crew neck at your dad's country club.
Yeah,
It says
I
Untuck Your
came up with Untuck Your Shirt, so I definitely get more equity in the company.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave that right fucking there.
Right there,
No,
baby.
Yeah. No, I honestly think about that moment a lot. And I still do, because I there was shame and disgust towards myself, because there was like this internal battle of like me still trying to like be this guy that like stands, like follows the rules and is like part of the man. But then I was like, no, that's not who you are by nature. Why are you still like, why is that guy still in you? That moment woke me up, and I was so disgusted. Like, we're gonna fucking get that guy out of our system. Like, and I'm never gonna tell someone to tuck their shirt in again. And it was a bigger picture thing. Like, I don't want to tell anyone what to do with anything.
No.
Their body, their shirt, their outfit, like whatever. If I might not like something you're doing, I'm not going to fucking tell you what to do anymore.
Boom.
That moment was good for me and growing. Like, why the fuck? I hate it when people tell me what to do.
Yep.
Why the fuck would I do that to anybody else, especially Jake? So I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not ever telling anybody. I'm not perfect, but I'm not telling anybody what to do with their shit anymore. That's your
Boom.
business, dude. That's not my place to tell you what to fucking do. So that moment was big.
Yeah.
It was very country club, not adjacent.
Yeah.
I got a question. So you came up with Untuck Your Shirt, right? So I want to know, like, so spending time with you guys, there's a lot of laughs, a lot of humor, sometimes too many libations and having a good time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many
Acid.
times people have said things to you that you've claimed as your own idea. So, for example, we were in Colorado, and I brain dumped to you guys. Do you remember which ideas of those were mine?
I have no idea. I was on
No
the
idea. So he has no idea. Or Jake, you can
All right,
remember
so we'll
us
split it
doing-
2020, 2020.
You can
and
remember
have
us
fun.
Yeah.
So you can remember
Untuck
us-
Your Shirt was on. He was on the call when I
No,
came up
I'm
with
not
that.
saying untuck your shirt. I thought I'd make you sweat for a second. But I'm just thinking in general, like you have these types of experiences with all kinds of people that are like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, and like just feeding you ideas all the time.
Where do you think Mark got his
That happens
act?
to me all the time, I know. And I'm just curious if you remember like where a lot of those ideas come from, if they come to fruition.
Wait, I'm curious now. What ideas did you brain dump on?
To be honest, I can't remember. But no,
Well, this is a dead end street.
We were at Lee's house the whole weekend.
I had a concussion that whole weekend.
Oh yeah.
I ran into a monolith.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember anything.
I'm really good at that. And as far as like not wanting to take other people's ideas, I know that there has been some time. Never mind.
I was gonna say,
where's this going?
I can't even remember like people who I've met yesterday, so I have 0% chance of remembering anything.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
even
getting Alzheimer's early. So.
I wasn't even fucked up. I remember doing that podcast. I have no idea what was said. I didn't re-listen to it.
Yeah.
So I wish I could say that, but I'm already so bad at names and faces and what people say to me that it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, we always try to come up with original ideas, and I think that's what kind of gives us legs in this world, because like there's so much unoriginal content that's out there. But like that's all we do as stand-ups is come up with original jokes.
Yeah.
So like that's like the biggest.
That's
like,
the cardinal rule.
We
like
were talking more like concept stuff, and it will come to me, and I'll remember
Well,
what it was, and I'll say like, they were good. I remember that they were good, and you were like, "Oh, that's really cool." Right?
Damn it.
Yeah, have we done
now
any of them?
Something we're having a conversation like, "Oh, you for like, did you did this, right?"
Like I know
Yeah.
the impetus for like me starting Golf Week was when we went out to like LFG for the first time. I sat down with one of the dudes, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, I want to see like you doing like solo on camera shit because I love your rants on the pod, and like I think it'd be really good." And like literally like that was kind of like the impetus for that idea.
the back off's kind of like that was not inspired by anybody else in the golf world though.
It wasn't? It
That
just happened
no,
one
the back
day?
offs, and I think we all like Mark initially did the first one, and I backed off, so I get at least 50% equity.
Yeah, but like I was the one like after we got
Yeah,
the
but I'm
video was like we should do this as this.
You and I
As a
both
bit.
did that at the same time to Jake. We both were like hounding him about it, and we're like, we need to do this every week. And I didn't know you were also doing it, but Jake gets the credit.
Where was that first time at?
That was at
Weren't you
Deer.
there? Were you there? No.
King's Deer.
Oh
that round?
shit! Is this coming full circle right now?
King's Deer. That's where it happened. That was. I was thinking it may
The
have
thing
been that
I did
weekend.
with my buddy, and like we did that, and I was like, this should definitely be like one of our things that we do. And Jake was the one that was like, we should do it for 30 days in a row. And I was like, oh Jesus.
Well-
Are you sure this wasn't my idea originally?
No.
Are you
No.
Actually,
sure?
Tanner Beard's idea.
Did we just come full circle on my comments here? Are
No.
you sure the back off challenge was not my idea?
I remember.
Are you positive?
I remember.
I will say this: your thing is inspired. We've never done it, but like what you do at resort courses is like, holy shit! How do you find? Because you do this thing where you will get hired by resort courses. I think the first time I met you, you were at in Vegas at Reflection Bay.
Yep.
And you're like, yeah, they put me up for the month. I won't say how much they gave you.
It
but
was 2 weeks, but yeah.
It was 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, you got paid that for 2 weeks?
See here, Jake will start. Jake is gonna hound you until he figures out. And
Oh, I know how much it was. He told me.
Okay.
Yeah, I already asked. But it was
Yeah.
a good amount.
We know you
to,
asked.
to
I
stay
tried
at
to
this
get you guys a piece.
stay at this resort course.
appreciate that.
Take photos and just free food. You're always like, yeah, you gotta
Photos,
get free food.
video, social
Mhm.
promotion. There was a lot that went into that project. Yeah.
There's a lot of work.
Yeah, but like you're like savant at finding resort courses with like a budget to be able to like host you like that.
Well, again, it's like I said, at this point, I'm still, taking the business that finds me on that end, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even pitching and proposing that. Like, if I had the resources to pitch 1,000 courses again, imagine how many I would get. But again, it's bringing something to the table that, they want to work specifically with me. Like,
Well, I'm
just
trying to take on
because
more tasks if you want me to.
What I tell people is just because I can pull that off doesn't necessarily mean that you can in the same manner. You would have to present it in a different manner because you're not, creatively we're very different. We bring different things to the table. So you'd have to just, my suggestion, if it's something you wanted to pursue, is really look to like clients that you could see a benefit in. Like, there's got to be a casino in Las Vegas that has a club with an affiliation in a golf course. Like that is something I could see you doing, and like partnering up with a hotel or a casino, doing like a stand-up performance at their club, doing something for their guests at the golf. Like you see what I'm saying? You got to find like that perfect client for you, right?
Yeah.
Like my clients reach out to me because they're fans of what I do, and they want me to do that for them. And you just got to find those right people.
It's good you're telling these ideas that are recorded. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now-
I mean,
Publicly, baby.
Jake's found his
I
new
do
lane.
remember Cardis like pitching a bunch of ideas when we were at that course and just absolutely like just blocking them all out. So
and they were all really good. Like me being me, they were good ideas for you guys. I remember there was one in the van that I was like, "That's a winner." And
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember.
But we launched
I'm pretty sure it was the backup challenge.
I remember talking to you and being like, you should start living in a van and driving around to golf courses and taking photos.
Taking really sick photos.
Jake,
And to my credit, I remember and can give credit exactly to the people that started this whole thing for me.
Yeah.
Like where the ideas came from. Like
Yeah.
I was playing. Should I tell the story?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dog, please.
You're the guest, dude.
So I had already decided to leave my job in advertising. Golfinyourstate was happening.
By the way, guys, Matt Cardis is, we haven't even said this on the Instagram. His Instagram
Nobody
is
cares who I am.
is Golfinyourstate, and it's a very good follow. So make sure you go to Instagram, give him a follow. Not only is it like fire content, but it's genuine content.
Yep.
too.
I
Yep.
appreciate that.
There's a lot of people that are in the same kind of ilk, somewhat, that is cringy and phony to me that I see. But everything that Cardis does is like very genuine, and his heart is in the right place when he's doing his from what I know.
Yep.
Ultimately, I'm just a dirtbag that lives in a van, and I'm sponsored by Adidas. And
Boom.
That's what it is.
there it
That's
is.
right.
Let me hear
There
the
it
impetus.
is.
Let me hear the impetus.
Okay, so let's go back to the very beginning.
You're living in the corporate world and sick of it?
So yeah, just prior to starting Golfinyourstate, I worked for a media company. I was doing advertising sales. And I decided to leave my job. A number of things in my personal life kind of culminated this decision that I was going to leave my job and pursue this dream in photography and golf. And what I had decided to do was dedicate a set amount of money. I was like, I'm going to spend X amount of money. I'm going to go to Scotland for 2 weeks. I'm going to photograph golf courses. I'm going to build my portfolio in golf. That was my plan. And so here I am playing with my weekend group of guys back in Jackson Hole, and one of my friends grew up in Oregon, and he's like, you could go to Bannon and have a very similar experience as Scotland for a hell of a lot less money. And I was like, man, it's kind of a good idea. Like, I know about Bandon Dunes. I was like, with the budget I've set, I could pick like my 10 favorite places I've always wanted to go: the Pebble Beaches and the Bandons and the Whistling Straits, and pick these 10 fantastic resorts all around the U.S. Built my portfolio off of them.
The Weddingtons,
Exactly.
Yeah.
the Los
So
Felices.
then
Yep.
I'm having a conversation with, when I did this all out, I was like, all right, I'm going to spend a month to 2 months on the road. I'm going to spend 40 days in hotels. I'll spend 20 days camping out of a tent. And so I was like, all right, 40 days in hotels, $100 a night, $4,000. Like that was my budget for accommodations. So here I am playing golf with another friend of mine, Robert Emery. And he's like, bro, like, think about if you camp the whole time. What if you got like a rooftop tent for your Subaru? I was like, bro, brilliant idea. Like, so I took that, went to my advertising background, and I was like, I started reaching out to rooftop tent companies. It was my first brand partner. I traded my tent at wholesale for 5 images. So I got a $4,000 tent for like $1,000 plus 5 images. Got me off the ground. Saved me $4,000 out of my pocket. Like I ended up $3,000 ahead right there.
Yeah.
That I was
More
able
so
to,
because you didn't pay for housing.
100%. I didn't have to pay for housing the entire way. I ended up making that 1-2 month trip go 6 months. Like that's
Wow.
Damn.
saving that money. So I'll tell you, I spent $10,000 on my initial trip. 10K. I was like, I'm gonna put 10K towards this. Doesn't go anywhere. I'm not out anything. I just went on this fantastic golf vacation. So $10,000. I saved that $3,000 off my accommodations. I spent $1,000 on a tent. So I had $9,000 to spend to go play golf freely across the U.S. I made that money go 6 months for golf, food, gas, all in $9K. And I was strict to it. Like I was like, all right, money's done. I'm done. I basically made a decision like, how far can I make this string out? And yeah, it was 6 courses. I played in 22 states. I played like 70-something golf courses.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have any income during that time?
I was picking up a little bit here and there some courses. I was doing like some educational, basically teaching golf courses how to use Instagram, like selling them a package. I'll come photograph your course. I'll teach you how to use social media, give you like a starter package kind of deal. And
when we talked to our homie at Keaton, Ty, he
Good people.
he said
Keaton Park, yes,
he
dog.
said that you were one of the first. I feel like may have been one of the first courses. He was one of the first courses that you had like.
No, it wasn't
He-
one of
no.
the first, but
Cardis is a course.
So Keaton Park was, I found them during the Golf Wall Project. They were part of the Dallas, Texas Give Back Initiative.
Which is your second run, right? Oh, that was like the second trip.
No, that was like 3 years after starting it.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Then never
And,
mind.
yeah,
I'm
that
tripping.
was kind of in the middle.
Because Ty had told me he was the reason why you started it.
No, I think I might
I'm
be
just
the
playing.
reason.
So how far are you into the
Big
six?
shout out to Keaton Park.
How far? Yeah, they're great. How far are you?
It's Dad Tony. Sorry.
Dude,
I don't
the-
mean-
no,
Tony
they're
Martinez,
awesome.
the
I can't
president.
say enough about Keaton Park. Like literally, I went to every meeting. So basically, I didn't really say anything about it. But the Golf Wall Project, what I was doing was like a community service in each city that I went to, and then there was a golf component of it. So what I did in Dallas was I went to every municipal golf course in Dallas. I checked them all out, and Keaton was actually the last one that I visited. And I walked in the pro shop. First thing I noticed was the poster of Biggie and Tupac on the wall, and they were blasting hip hop. And I was like, I don't need to talk to anybody. This is
This is the one. Yep.
And, so I was talking to the dude at the front desk, and Ty pops his head out from the office. He's like, "What's going on?" And I
The
was
dude
like,
was his brother.
"Yeah, was it?
Ty's brother. Yeah,
was it? Yeah."
It's always his brother.
I couldn't remember. It was like it was such a whirlwind, and I was like going in and like talking to all these courses and trying to like pitch them on this really concept that nobody
Brand new concept that
nobody
Brand
had done
new.
it before, and everyone
Yeah.
was like, "What the hell do you want to do?" So like,
You want to sever our brains? What?
So we ended up doing it, and I've become really, really good friends with the Martinez family. Ty and his father Tony, all like the entire crew at Keaton Park is very
Spectacular.
Very solid. All great people.
Yeah, and his dad. No. Hopefully, his dad. He was running for a pretty big role in the USGA.
PGA president.
PGA president, and that's what we need, dude. Like a Latino, anyone that's not a crusty old wrinkle neck. So,
Boom.
like,
I don't know how much you know about Tony Martinez, but he is straight legend in the PGA. He has been for years. Like,
Yeah.
You look at all of us sitting in this room as kind of a representation of the modern day golf community. Tony started that in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of him with the PGA. You can picture 100 dudes all in suits, dressed up, PGA professionals, right? All in suits, nice shoes, blah, 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 blah. He's got his suit on with a pair of high top J's on.
Yeah.
hell yeah. See,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
I
See?
have seen this photo in person. It is fantastic. And
Wow.
when I met him, we just immediately hit it off.
Legend.
yeah, that's the kind of stuff. Those guys need to be in power at the PGA. So that's I love that. How far into this 6-month trip were you in, and you realize, holy shit, I think I found a lane, and I don't know how, but this is all I want to do the rest of my life.
Yeah, like after that 9K.
You're talking about the initial trip?
Yeah.
Yeah. How far in were you? Like, yep, the light bulb goes off. This is it. Figured it out.
I mean, when I first started the journey, I wanted to be a commercial golf course photographer, right? Like, I came from a print and digital background, and I really looked at print. Commercial photography is the goal, right? Like, my goal was to get into print. And I realized real quickly, it's part of what Detour's all about, is that there was a bigger opportunity in my travels, and I could do something my own way and be really creative with it and really leave my mark on the industry. And so, I was really at the first PGA show. I didn't know anybody in golf when I started this. Zero. I didn't know a person that worked in golf. So I walked in the PGA show really not knowing anybody, and I cold called a bunch of booths. And, I can remember vividly, Jones was the first person. Jones was the first brand. Shout out Chris Carnahan and Matt Lemon. We met at that PGA show, and we just, a gang clicked. And, they were one of the few brands that, coming from the Pacific Northwest, being based out of Portland, they understood me bringing my love of the outdoors and my lifestyle from the mountains into golf. Like, they really truly embraced that from the very beginning. And it was because of, our simple conversations that I'm like, there's something bigger here. Like, on the digital side, golf is still, fortunately I had the background I did in advertising, that I was really in tune with digital marketing trends and, what was going on. And, golf was pretty slow to adopt Instagram and social media as like
A lot of
true
places
marketing
still, they like, nah, we don't do that.
yeah, they still are,
What?
and it was. I saw it as just a huge opportunity. Again, me being a businessman, I immediately built out a 5-year plan, and here I am approaching 6 years. I've exceeded all my goals and
Let's
expectations.
fucking go, dude.
It's been pretty
God, I love hearing that.
Goddamn beautiful thing.
And now,
Yeah,
my life's
Poetry.
translated. For the first 4 years of this business, I really focused on still photography and what I was doing in photography. And now that I'm moving into video and doing more production, and it's just wild. I think I feel like I opened a whole different door to
A whole new lane.
that I wasn't even thinking about at the very beginning. So, yeah, here I am almost 6 years in, but really it still feels like it's just the beginning.
That's exactly how we feel.
That's the best feeling.
We had no clue.
6 years later, and you're a consultant to this podcast.
Yep.
I mean, I'm feeling
Not bad,
inspired. I look at everything that's going around me as inspiration and feeding off of people like yourselves, and being in this again, coming back to this workspace, man. Like, this is flipping fantastic for you guys.
Yeah.
and
Good
like
spot.
I walk in here and you can hear it in my voice. I'm sure. Like, I'm excited to be here, and
Cool.
Other than Jake's fucking buzzkill,
For the first 48
you
minutes.
should see me on the wall. I hope this video comes out right, because I felt awkward. But walking into the space, like, I feed off of the people around me, and that's why I put a real importance on like placing myself around people that are inspirational and good people and genuine. And
Well, Cardis, anytime you want to come by while you're here in LA, please open door.
Stop by,
Every
baby.
Tuesday.
I'll be standing in
Every
front.
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday's our creative
day.
meeting.
Working on memes.
If you
Well,
want to keep your 8%.
I guarantee
memes.
you, I'm gonna lock in like 5% of Mark's equity. He's gonna be like, fill in for me twice a month. I'll give you 5%.
Yeah.
Throw an idea at the table every year. Now.
Why not? Why not, Mark?
All your success. So you've been a brand ambassador with Adidas for a while, and I just saw I copped a pair of my favorite golf shoes. You got the Waffle House Adidas collab. I want to know, since you work with them, how the fuck did that happen? That's the wildest, most random collab in golf and any sport. Who the fuck came up with that? Because that's so sick.
Huge shout out to the team at Adidas Golf. They are like insanely creative. I'm pretty fortunate in the position. I mean, this goes back to what I was said earlier about growing my partnership. I've been fortunate that I've been invited to have these really cool opportunities with their design team, and it's when you sit down at that table, you can just like feel the creativity, right? And I know the people that I personally know the people that design those shoes and who they are, and like how much attention to detail they have. And it really came from I don't know where the original idea
I can tell you.
but
I know
obviously-
exactly where it came from.
Where?
Georgia.
No, the original golf collab with Waffle House. I mean, Tiger Woods collabed with Waffle House.
Oh, nice.
Ah.
There you go.
In the golf
Yeah.
world.
That was
He
way to go.
was the first person to do
yeah.
a collab with someone from Waffle House.
Boom.
There you
Big
go.
collab.
But
There you go.
I think the idea for the Masters really came around. Obviously the Masters being in Georgia. I think
I don't know if Cardis got
Waffle
the
Houses
I don't
is
know if
a
Cardis
lot
got
of them
it.
down
It's
there.
a Georgia-based company.
Cardis, did you get my joke?
No.
I knew
Oh.
he didn't get it.
Tiger and Waffle House.
Yeah, because
I used
Tiger,
to
one of
bang the
the
waitresses
mistresses
from there.
was a Waffle House
waitress.
waitress. So that was the first golf.
I think it was
Waffle
actually
House.
There you go.
Perkins, but somehow that's gotten warped. But yeah.
No, it was
Could you
Waffle House.
imagine if like a photo of him leaked out in like a Waffle House apron?
Oh, I mean, that would be
dude, I'd love
I
that.
mean, he should wear those shoes though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the shoes and an apron. That's
that'd
it.
be so funny, dude. Nike would.
So yeah, how did there? Somebody was just like, I would love to see that meeting when they're like, somebody's like, hey, it's Georgia, it's the Masters. What about Waffle House?
Oh, bro.
Somebody in the boardroom's like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
One of the cool things about what I do with them is, I get information about the limited release product and collections throughout the year at the beginning of the year. So I know like what's coming up. They're amazing.
Oh,
Griff's
yeah.
eyes perked up.
Yeah.
Zero chance I will give any information.
God damn it, Cardis.
Wow.
Cardis, come on.
But I
But what
can
about
see
merchandise for Griff to sell on eBay?
yeah.
I can see all the work that they do leading up to these things.
Cardis.
I did in March. I had my shoot for the fall winter 22 campaign, and I've been wearing some of the product, but I've already seen the content that they've produced for the launch this fall.
Wow.
They are so far ahead in their schedules that it's insane.
Yeah, we need to. That's goals.
That's goals.
You want to be impressed about Waffle House. I mean, that happened 2 years. They designed that shoe probably close to 2 years ago.
No.
Damn.
Are there any other wild, random? You can't. You don't have to say.
Yes.
Like ultra random collabs coming up with the shoes.
Yes, there is some dope stuff coming up. They have a bunch of really cool drops coming up later this year.
Adidas with IHOP. And then
Yeah, and then Adidas
CVS.
with Denny's.
I love the
Adidas
pancakes.
Denny's is gonna be fucking lit, dude. And
No, they
Jimmy
got-
John's is gonna be collabing with
Yep.
Nike as well. So
Wow, with
They got
Nike.
a couple-
Country Club, we're working on our collab with Papa Murphy's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Also with Togo sandwiches.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, that's this has been a real treat of an episode. That's about all the time a podcast should be.
Shout out.
It's really over
Cardis has got
already.
it.
It's Shout out.
mean-
Live forever. You want to get into that?
Yeah, dude. Fucking goddamn. Live Forever Golf is just killing it right now. They got like 3 players on the Corn Ferry. They got Matt Every, who's
They just had a
in
player
tournament.
win.
On the Corn Ferry, yeah.
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 But
Check out
know,
Live Forever Golf.
that reminds me of you. You were talking about the guys at the PGA show early on that supported you and collabed with you, and the people that believe in you early on and see your potential. That's Live Forever to us, man. Early on, when we were absolutely nothing, those guys were like, we dig what you're doing, man, and we're never gonna forget that. Those guys are the OG people we've worked with, and we're gonna support those guys to the end of our days. Those guys are just awesome, and. Yeah, a couple weeks when this is all over. So yeah, I mean, maybe we don't have a question of the week, but just they've been awesome. They've been from the very beginning. They've been super supportive of what we've done. So and it just happens to be that they make absolutely awesome clothes that are literally getting better every month. And promo code Mr. Shanks 20, by the way.
Yes, sir. Cardis got a docu-series out on YouTube. First episode's out. You absolutely need to go and watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Anything else you want to plug? Carter?
Detour.
No, I mean Detour's my main project right now. I got so much shit going on, bro. But check out my Instagram at Golfinyourstate. Yeah, happy to be here.
Yes,
guys.
sir. Mark, you're gonna be in Dallas, right?
Come see me in Dallas, guys, at TK's Comedy Club, May 5th through the 8th. And then I will also then be in Austin with my good buddy Blake Weber.
Oh, yeah.
A.K.A. Aristotle Georgeson.
Yep.
A.K.A. that's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
A.K.A. he'll be headlining. I'll be featuring.
Ooh.
It's going to be a great time at the
Vulcan Gas Company.
it's
Get
a
your
good venue.
tickets now. They are
Good
on
venue.
sale May 13th and 14th. And then I'll also be headlining the San Francisco Punchline May 24th. There are no more tables available, but I need you to run those tickets up. We got to sell this motherfucking bitch out. So if
Let's
you got
go.
Any friends in the Bay Area, May 24th, Punchline San Francisco. Your boy Mart Smalls headlining.
Mart Smalls.
And if you're gonna be at the PGA Championship, Griff and I will be making an appearance, chirping at people.
Yeah,
That's
we will
right.
be there Sunday. So
Sweet.
come check us
Ooh,
out.
championship day.
Hey, I got a question. Somebody sent me a random DM about Jam in the Van. Is that a thing?
It is.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Look at
May
you. You got a stand-up
27th.
show.
May
May 27th,
27th.
all the girls will be together for a stand-up show. So if you want to see all of us together doing stand-up, that is a great opportunity.
Jam in the van.
I wish
Yes,
there
sir.
was that wasn't queued up for me to say either. Like,
Yeah, we straight up.
That came out of his
Somebody that I
head.
know personally actually sent it to me. Like, you know these guys? He's involved with it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd love
Nice.
to come support you guys.
Yeah, those are good dudes back there. Some
Yeah.
of them take whippets. It was just
Yeah,
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
Good dudes.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with
good
a
news.
whip
But
it once a year.
I'll say this: everyone who's come to one of our stand-up shows always says the same thing. Holy shit, you guys are really funny. Like, no clue that we're actually all seasoned stand-ups.
Yep.
Like, no clue. So it's not just like a bunch of idiots trying to figure stand-up out.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That could be easily mistaken.
And rightfully so.
Get the merch. It's out this Friday.
Bye.
Bye.